I'm Andrea Ritchie, and I am the coordinator of the PAINTS program. That's our Artist in the Schools program. It stands for Professional Artists in the Schools. I create the structures that bring together the artists and the teachers so that the artists can go to the schools and do workshops in classroom with students. And it's for kids in grades primary through 12. Any school in the province can request a workshop. The program is a matching funds program. So the program PAINTS provides half of the artist's wage. The school has to provide the other half. We also provide the money for the materials, and if there is travel needed for the artist, we pay for that as well. So it has been very nearly 20 years. Actually, it would be 20 years in October, exactly. And I've been coordinating it for all of those years. And what I love about it is I love making space for people to make art and to make community. And that's been a through line in my work, all of my work. My artwork is in theater. I'm a costume designer, as well as doing this work in arts administration. And the company in particular that I spent a lot of my time working with, Irondale Ensemble Project, we did a ton of work in community and in schools. So I've been putting artists in classrooms with kids for 35 years, 20 years with this program. And before that, I was doing it in theater. The recent provincial budget cuts, how they affect PAINTS is they end the program. The cuts in the budget were huge across many sectors, really big in the arts community all across the province. In particular, with the Artists in the Schools programs, of which there are 6, we all received a 100% cut to our funding. So that is, that's the biggest cut you can get. And there's no time because the cut announcement came essentially at the end of February, and the new budget year starts at April 1st. So there's no time to come up with a new plan or a new strategy. And it's also, even if there were time, recovering from a 100% cut is an extremely difficult task. So where we stand today is that the program will wrap up at the end of June. It's devastating. It's devastating on every level. The support for art in the schools has been diminishing over the years. Not just in this latest round of cuts, but extracurricular support, artist specialist teachers, budgets for schools are so tight, teachers are so overstretched and overworked that all of that has already been cut after cut after cut. And the other piece is that even when budgets are static, that's effectively a cut because costs go up. So, so delivering this news, and I'm still doing it because there's still ripple effects going out where not everybody understands what this budget actually did. So I'm still telling artists, I'm still telling teachers that the program right now, where we stand is it will be wrapped up. And it's heartbreaking. And it's especially heartbreaking because you think of the kids in the classrooms who are going to miss these opportunities. And even more so in the context of all of the cuts across the arts sector, this will be a diminished thing for them. They'll also have less access to art in a whole bunch of ways because these cuts are severe. There will be companies, theater companies that won't survive, dance companies that won't survive, or that will be significantly reduced. And those are other ways that, art gets out into community. So this program is one thing, but the whole ecosystem is being attacked by this budget. And it will have ripple effects that will impact our communities, our kids, our artists, the creative processes for decades. What this budget has done to the paints program, the artist in the schools programs, and the community. It's hard to describe how impactful it is. It's already, the big swings are happening, so our program, until and unless we find another source of funding, which is not an easy thing to do, we're done. That's it. There will be no paints program next year. That impacts kids from one side of this province to the other. And it impacts teachers who would have been given these opportunities to their kids and to themselves to learn and take on board more skills that they can then keep applying to other classes. One of the things that happens when you bring a guest artist into a classroom or community environment is it allows for this spark that isn't there in other ways. So, teachers are doing amazing work all of the time, but they can't do everything, and they can't bring that special, amazing little bit of alchemy that happens when a professional artist comes into the room. They bring their practice with them, they bring their history, they bring their artwork and their knowledge and experience and excitement, and that gets shared with a classroom full of kids. And that is really hard to replace in any other kind of way. And as I said, it's coming into an environment that's already pretty deprived. So those little sparks mean everything. To talk about the protests and the response from the community and the fact that it didn't actually meet the objective. It did move the needle some, not on the arts, but some programs were restored, and I'm grateful that they were restored. It's not enough, but I'm glad that those programs were brought back because they were also going to affect and impact communities that could ill afford to have cuts. I felt inspired by the protests and by the organization and the collective action. I'm a firm believer that doing something is always better than doing nothing. And while those initial protests are over, we're not done. We're going to keep fighting. We are going to keep it in the forefront that these are bad decisions that were made by a government that did it without consultation, that did it without looking at the real impacts. And honestly, even by their own metrics, it doesn't make sense because the arts makes money. So even if you take their word and they say, oh, we have to make cuts because we have to increase the revenue. Well, you are cutting a revenue generator, and we generate revenue today, not 10 years down the line when you get, mining happening or, other resource extraction going on that will harm the environment. And, that's maybe down the line money. We're money today. And we are also building community, not tearing it down. So, I found the protests incredibly inspiring. And I am excited for the next part, the long haul. We've got to keep it going. This government has they still have a lot of time left in office. So we need to do even more work about advocating and about spreading the word and making sure people understand these impacts, because some of the impacts won't be felt in right now or in year 1. They'll be felt in year 5, in year 10, when suddenly you wonder why there aren't as many kids going into, an art career, why there aren't as many people going to galleries. Because if we don't share it with them as children, if we don't give them those opportunities, then it doesn't become a part of their life. And it makes them poorer, and then it also makes the province poorer for it. So our work now is to keep working on it, is to keep fighting. And, the challenge is we have to do that while balancing doing our other work, whether that's our art practice or, there are going to be a lot of people who are going to have to find work outside of the art community because these cuts are affecting every arts organization. So that's going to be hard. I've lost my job. Others will lose their jobs, and it's going to be rough. But we have been through rough before. We are resilient and we are resourceful. As much as I'm saying, like right now, the truth of it is that there is no program going forward into next year. But that's not where it stops. We're already working to try to find alternate funding sources. We are working together, which is the other part that's inspiring, is the artists in the schools organizations are coming together, working together. We're not competing against each other for what we're going to do and how we're going to solve this. We're working together. And that is incredibly powerful and important. We got to build community, and we've got to find other ways to solve this problem while still advocating to the government to do their job and fund these programs as they should. So it's a lot, but we are up for it. Why is art important in schools, and why is it important in life? Well, it gives us ways to communicate with one another, to reflect and understand ourselves and the world around us better. It gives us a way to share joy, gives us a way to deal with and understand pain. It enriches and enlivens everything and every day. Even just, people think about the art that gets made, but it's also about like what it brings to your vision and your ability to see in the world, and to appreciate music and dance and literature, and to see the miracle of the way the light hits the trees and appreciate those moments. And all of that is art, and all of that is important. And kids have a lot of this innately. They're more in touch with a lot of these things. And by bringing artists into the room, it helps them see more possibility, and it helps them see that this can continue, and that they can be on a path, whether that's, a path to being a professional artist, or just being a person who appreciates art in the world, or does it as a hobby, or loves, to, be involved in music in some kind of way, or, it just opens up possibilities.